Fit to Love, episode 68, What Your Style Says About You.
Fit to Love is physical, emotional, and spiritual fitness to achieve the happy life you deserve. From exercise to cooking, relationships, and spirituality, you'll find all the inspiration you need right here with our host, JJ Flizanes.
Hello and welcome to Fit to Love Sexy Saturdays. Today's show, What Your Style Says About You. And we have a very special guest today. We have Kimberly Seltzer. She's a therapist, image expert, and dating coach based in Los Angeles. She utilizes the unique combined use of therapy, in-field date coaching, NLP, and styling to help people with their confidence and dating life. Kimberly helps women and men update and discover their dating image through wardrobe consultation and assistance in purchasing clothes that fit each body type. She has developed her own personalized wing gal approach with clients doing in-field work with men and women working on body language, first impressions, image, and messaging and how it impacts attraction. She has enjoyed opportunities on the radio, TV, and on the web. Kimberly is the co-host of a radio show, Full Disclosure, launching soon. You can also see her in a new cable reality dating show, The Romance. Kimberly enjoys speaking and giving seminars, such as being the keynote speaker for Neutrogena, National Matchmaking Conferences, eHarmony, The Great Love Debate, and iDate. She is a regular contributor to the Huffington Post, digitalromance.com, worldlifestyle.com, and YourTango, and is featured in Cosmopolitan Magazine, Fox News Magazine, and Yahoo Shine. Welcome to the show, Kimberly.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Yes, I love this topic. It's so important for dating and how people feel about themselves and how you're received. And so I'm so grateful to have you on the show to help our listeners really have a better understanding of how they can empower themselves to send the right message.
Yeah, no, of course, I'm passionate about this topic. And really, it's funny because I love it because this is what I do and I help people with, but also because of my own personal journey and realizing the power of transformation and how that changed my life is really why I'm so passionate about doing all this.
Well, I see that your background is as a therapist. So how did you get into this field?
It's funny because when I hear my bio being played back to me, so to speak, I chuckle because really it was my personal journey that got me here. As I indicated before, yes, I was a therapist. I'm from Chicago. I had a thriving practice. I help people. So I thought, and I think I did, but it wasn't until I went through this horrible divorce when I got here to California. I always joke I did what all the other Californians do. It's like, oh my God, everyone's divorced here. No, but obviously there were issues. And there I was. I mean, I had to really start over. And I had a couple kids. I had my mommy clothes in my closet that was all black and oversized with nursing bras and Birkenstocks. And I had to go out and date again and start over and create new opportunities in my life. And not only that, really kind of get my identity back. Because as anybody knows, if you've been in a relationship for a while, your identity a lot of times gets wrapped up as a couple. And so I had to kind of figure out who I was separate from my ex. And so that's where it all began. And I used kind of my therapy background, obviously, which really helped. But as I started losing weight, I got new clothes and people started reacting differently. And when I got different feedback from people, I started feeling better about myself and created a healthier lifestyle. And I incorporated color into my life. I'm like, oh my God, you mean when I wear a red top, I get a response rather than my big black clothes that I was hiding in for so long. So that's really where everything started. And I've just been lucky to have such amazing people and cohorts that I've worked with along the way to put it all together. But I can't imagine doing what I do now without having the therapy background, because really it's the marriage of the two. I feel like the inside and outside, there's this symbiotic relationship between the two, because when you look good, you feel good, you look good, and it really works together.
That's what the Fit to Love brand is all about. The physical, emotional, and spiritual all together in a holistic package. That's why we have 6 days a week of content from all angles of life, because I also believe that it all works together and it all needs to be addressed. And with that said, let's talk about those first impressions and what your style says about you. So, talk about the first impressions and how important they are in creating attraction and
Oh
connection.
my God, it's huge. So, I mean, if you just look at the research alone, this is not just me talking. It takes 30 seconds to make a first impression. That's all you got. Okay. And people are making judgments and assumptions based on two things and two things solely. And it happens so fast in the brain that it's hard to even decipher. But the two things are the attire that you're wearing and the attitude that you have. So what this means is that people will perceive and treat you however you're putting yourself out there. It's not even what you're saying, but how you're showing up, your presence. This is powerful stuff. I mean, this is not something to be depressed about. It's something very exciting because where else in life can you find something where you can tweak a few things and get an instant result? And that's what really excites me about this. And I've seen over and over with my clients, a woman puts on a pair of heels when she's used to wearing Birkenstocks her whole life, and suddenly she walks differently. Suddenly she has a little saunter in her walk, and it really works hand in hand. So I almost look at, the two, if you look at the attitude and the attire, the attitude is the first thing that gets noticed. So, I mean, this is not rocket science, but people are attracted to happy, confident, relaxed attitudes. People are not attracted to arrogant, gloomy, tense, angry, and negative attitudes. I know it sounds so simple, but there are many times that people come from their stressful day and they move right into a date or social situation and they're still carrying on their stressful day, or maybe they have a bad taste in their mouth about dating. It comes across. So anything that you can do to uplift your mood, to get into your sexy, to be playful, that goes so far when it comes to attraction. And then if you look at the clothes that you're wearing, I mean, my God, it's just how easy is it to just tweak a few things so that you are getting a sexy dating image that attracts the opposite sex? So remember, whatever you put on your body speaks volumes and tells a story about who you are in the world. So even when you're going out into the grocery store or coffee shop, wear attractive clothes with confidence that will make you feel different about yourself, and it will make other people respond differently to you.
Well, let's talk about that, creating confidence with your clothing. What clothes make us feel good and what clothes deplete our confidence?
Yeah, it's interesting because we don't think about all the time how much a distraction clothes can be. When you look at confidence clothing, it's something that you feel good in and body confident in. I bet you every single listener could go and look into her closet and find something that is almost like a go-to outfit that is always like your fallback, right? Whether it's a date or an interview or you're going out with your friends, we usually have a couple items that we're like it's a staple. So I invite all of you to look at those outfits and determine what is it about those items that you like. Is it the color? Is it the cut? Is it the fabric? The way it makes you feel? Is it the way that people responded to you? So do a little research, for yourself and figure out what that is. And once you figure out what it is, get more of it. I mean, it's so simple, but yet we don't pay attention to it. So, creating confidence in clothing is anything that makes you feel relaxed, successful, balanced. Anything that depletes your confidence, pay attention to as well. I mean, is it something that is inappropriate for the occasion? Is it something that's revealing every lump and bump, or an underwear line? Is it itchy fabric? Is it making you appear heavier? Is it a cheap or tacky kind of fabric or look? All of those things you'll be self-conscious of, even if you're like fidgeting with your clothes and not like wearing it with just assurance. It's gonna come across. Just a quick little like tidbit, because I'm really lucky because I work with just as many men as I do women. I'm constantly surveying guys. What do you find sexy? And the number one thing that every guy tells me is that they love a woman who is body confident, who just is just really into herself. And if there's anything that is going to deplete that confidence, it's going to shine through.
And when you say body confidence, from the work I've been doing as well, number one trait I've heard that men love in women also is confidence. It's like just confidence, period, all over. But in terms of body confidence, were they talking about any shape and size with body confidence, or a specific shape and size?
Oh my God. Well, actually, that was, you read my mind. No, I was going to seriously just say that because I can't tell you how many times a guy will tell me, and I'll give you a really small example. I was coaching this guy, and I was trying to determine what he found sexy in a woman. And there was this woman, to your point, who was just, her body type was what a lot of people would consider like model type, quote unquote. She was, tall, thin, blonde hair, but she was walking really stiffly and she almost looked like uncomfortable. Okay. And so I asked this guy, do you find her sexy? He said, well, not really. I mean, she's pretty, but I wouldn't say that she's sexy. And so then about 30 seconds later, a woman walks in. She was heavier set, she was shorter, but boy, was she working it. I mean, she just was like moving. You could just tell she was really like comfortable with herself and sexy the way she was walking. And she went past him and did a little smile and it had a twinkle in her eye. And he said, now that is sexy. So the point is, and in answer to your question, no, it does not matter the body type, the body shape. It's all about how you show up in it. And if you love your body, they're going to love your body.
This is such a perfect show for the show. Because the whole point of Fit to Love, when I first launched it in 2011, I think someone got the idea, everyone can interpret things differently, and they immediately thought that it meant you can't be lovable until you're fit. And that's not the point at all. The point is you have to love you first before anyone else can love you. And you have to, just what you said, she was working it because she liked who she was. And that energy translated to the other person because we project how we feel about ourselves, how we think about ourselves, how we care for ourselves to everyone else. And that's the blueprint from how people treat us. So it has to start with you. And I love that you're combining not only just the dress, because I know people that they want to dress you the way that they think you should look, without combining that internal piece. And without the internal piece, then you're fake and it's empty. And it's I think obviously mismatched that someone might be wearing a costume that doesn't evoke the feelings and the confidence and the vibration that we're talking about, right? I mean, have you had that experience where people are putting on clothes and because they're trying really hard to fit something that isn't them, and that it works in reverse?
Yeah, and actually I see it one of two ways. One is that, well, actually I can see both aspects, and I'll tease it out a little. One is that, yeah, what they're trying to fit into something maybe that they've been told they should wear, and it doesn't feel like them, or they're putting on something that is not appropriate for their body type. So therefore they'll feel bad about their body because they'll look at in the mirror and say, ugh, I look horrible. And it has nothing to do with them because they weren't like really being authentic to them, and also they weren't educated on what their body type is and what flatters their figure. However, conversely, I'll just kind of throw out the other side that I was thinking about. I do see value in pushing people a little towards things that they don't think they can wear, yet they can, because again, maybe they're not educated, or they have like a secret desire to wear something, but they never knew how to wear it or what to wear it for. And that's where I help people. I'll say, what do you secretly always wanted to wear that maybe you haven't? And 9 times out of 10, it's something they can totally wear. And much like a costume, I know, JJ, you and I have a theater background. There's something about putting on something, even if you don't believe it yet, that suddenly they become that. So maybe a non-confident woman puts on a dress and heels, and suddenly she becomes and acts as if she's confident, and then she embodies it. So I can see it playing out both ways.
Oh, absolutely. And absolutely growing into, there's that fear and those limiting beliefs that people have, which is why they're not trying out and being pushed into, myself included, in terms of am a salsa dancer. I don't know if you know that about me. And what I loved when I was single, my salsa nights, I mean, I wear workout clothes during the day when I'm with clients. And if I was presenting, I'd wear something sort of maybe pants because I do a lot of exercise when I'm speaking. I show people exercises, so I don't want to be lifting my leg with a dress on. So I'll wear pants and a button-down shirt and I'll look really professional. However, there's a side of me, that theater background slash salsera slash passionate, spicy, feminine, that needed an outlet. And I loved going, I mean, I drive 45 minutes just to go dancing because I got to wear the most outrageous dresses and glitter on my face and big shiny earrings. And I have salsa clothes still in my closet that I won't wear unless I'm salsa dancing because they're not necessarily appropriate, but they are a costume and they are me. They're just a side of me. So I absolutely see both as well, and value what you do and help others to grow into. I was thinking about a story when you were talking about the difference between the two sides of it and putting something on that you don't feel good in. My husband's an architect and a designer. And so he really loves designing things and loves colors, and he paints all the walls in the house different colors, and he wanted to dress me, and we went shopping, and he was dressing me in clothes that he thought reflected my intellect, my value and my self-worth and my sort of stature in life. And they all felt about 10 years older than me. And they felt a little frumpy to me because I had no shape. See, to him, he saw money. He's like, oh, you look very sophisticated and educated. And yet those clothes weren't at all form-fitting, weren't at all honoring my body, and I felt frumpy. And so we didn't connect on that, and I didn't feel good in it. And while I would have purchased it to please him maybe for like a day or two, the reality of it was I would never want to wear it, and how I feel when I'm in it is frumpy. So let's talk about those messages that those clothes that I was wearing might be saying, and what other different kinds of clothes that you wear say about you, because I think that's what you talk about. And I'd love to hear the differences in different types of clothes and what people get from that.
Yeah. No, I love that example. And by the way, I did salsa too. That's so funny. It's something I think all singles out there should do, because it's something really helping you get into your body and get your mojo and your sexy side. It's awesome. Love salsa. Anyway, going back to the messages that our clothes might be saying. I mean, clothes speak for us. So it's important to become aware of what they might be saying so we can choose whether this is what we do or we don't want. So make sure that it's a direct expression of who you are and the confidence that you embody. Just wearing clothes can tell people things like, I am elegant. I enjoy being feminine. I am stylish. I am chic. I'm smart. I'm sensible. I'm fun loving. I have a colorful personality. I don't take life too seriously. I'm successful. I'm well paid. I'm confident. Those are the, I would say, yummy side of things that, messages that clothes can have for you. But clothes can also work against you, where it could be sending a message to people that you don't value yourself, or you're kind of stuck in a style rut. You don't have interest, or you don't care about what's going on. You even clothes can send a message that you're depressed, or that you're angry, or that you don't know who you are. So yeah, it's really powerful. I don't think people realize that. But in terms of what you should put on your body, it does go back to your lifestyle, your body types, what colors look good for you, what is your occasion. I mean, when I look in your closet, you almost get a sense of who the person is in the world and the different parts of their lives just based on the different clothing items that they have. So there could be like a whole section for the active wear, or it could be your mommy wear, and then there should be a distinction between your corporate and mommy wear to your dating image wear. So pay attention to that, because a lot of times too, people don't have a uniqueness to the occasion, and so showing up in sweats on a nice date just won't cut it unless it's that kind of date. And I always talk about the 3 W's, like know who you're going with, where you're going, and what the occasion is. And if you keep those 3 W's in mind, you'll know what to put on your body and be sending the right message.
Excellent. And I know besides the who, where, and what, we have to also take into consideration our body type. And I know that you have outlined 5 body types, and knowing your body type and how that's important in determining what clothes look good for each body type. So I want to go into that a little bit. But before we do need to take a break to thank our sponsors.
Is your website working for you? If it's not, and you're frustrated with your brand, website, or current online results, Every Angle Media can help transform your existing business presence and build you a website that works when you're not working. Every Angle Media is a full-service web development firm that specializes in solving problems with open-source solutions. We offer complete design services, custom content management systems, fully integrated e-commerce solutions, cross-platform mobile development, and custom third-party integration, and we're here to help. Visit our site to see our work at everyanglemedia.com or give us a call at 310-798-7228. Again, that's everyanglemedia.com. Do you want to look and feel years younger? Learn more about your hormone health and how to get properly tested. Sign up for the Healthy Hormone Kit at nourishingwellness.com. It features the essential tests you need to tell your doctor to order for you to learn more about your current levels. Plus, you'll receive lots of healthy eating and lifestyle tips to improve your hormone health naturally. Again, that's www.nourishingwellness.com.
Okay, Kim, so what are the 5 body types?
Okay, so I'm very excited. I'm going to be offering actually a free gift at the end so that everybody can really understand what their body type is, and what clothes flatter their figure and what clothes do not flatter your figure. And what is really exciting about knowing your body types, before I go into it, I just want to say it takes the frustration out of shopping. I mean, I'd say 9 times out of 10 that people come to me and they hate shopping. The reason being is that they go into a department store, they get overwhelmed, they grab things that are not right for them, or maybe it's on sale, or maybe they like the color. It's for the wrong reasons. They try things on, they get frustrated because things aren't looking good, and they purchase something that they regret. So once you know your body type, you're going to know exactly what to put in the dressing room. You're going to know exactly what looks good on you. So the 5 body types are, no matter what your shape is, you're always trying to achieve what we call an hourglass figure. What an hourglass figure is, and by the way, this has nothing to do with weight distribution. This is everything to do with bone structure. So you're literally measuring your shoulders, your hips, and your waist. An hourglass figure is where your shoulders and your hips are evenly distributed, and then your waist goes in like 1 or 2 inches. Now, most of us aren't a true hourglass, but you're always trying to achieve that symmetry no matter what type you are. The second one is an inverted triangle. That's where your shoulders are broader than your hips. The third is a triangle, and that's the opposite. That's where your shoulders are narrower than your hips. The fourth is a rectangle, which a lot of times people call that a boyish figure, where there's really no distinction in your waist. So your waist and your shoulders, your hips are all the same size. And then the fifth is what I call a diamond shape. And as women go through menopause, this is something that is common. And this is the only one that has to do a little bit about just where you gain weight, and it can be in conjunction with any of the body types. But I think it's important to talk about as women and how to conceal that part, and it has to do with, patterns and having the right clothes and where it's fitting your body. And so once you know all those things, I mean, shopping really actually can become fun. I promise.
I'm going to hold you to that because I'm one of those people who doesn't like to shop.
Okay, we need to go.
And it's and it's not because, but it isn't because I'm frustrated about what I put in the dressing room. I'm just not a shopper. I would rather shop online than go to the store. And it's not about not being a people person, because I like going out. I like dancing. It's just there's a mood thing. I don't know what it is. We reverse it. I think that every couple or in certain families, it's like that masculine, feminine. My husband loves to shop and I don't. And
funny.
and it might be because I'm so focused all day long that that's a very sometimes feminine thing of going shopping, right? With all that, like your diffused awareness of like looking over a lot of different things and then having to choose or being drawn to certain colors or shapes. So I'm going to get your free gift here, and I'm going to take a look at it, and because I would love to be turned into I love shopping person, not because I want to go shopping more often, but because I don't want to dread the experience, which I currently do.
Oh my God, you have to, and then you have to tell me whether or not you like it, and then we'll go together.
Okay. And then we'll go salsa dancing.
Oh my God, I love it.
If you told me we were going out shopping for salsa clothes, I would be very excited. That for some reason, because it's just all feminine in play, there's nothing associated. There's no stress associated with that. There's just fun. I think maybe I feel too on point, or like I have to try too hard when I'm going shopping. Maybe that's what I don't like about it. But so tell people how A, they can get this free gift, and B, how they can work with you if they're interested in having you help them with their image and with dating and all the other different things that you offer.
Yeah, I mean, the easiest is definitely going to my website at eliteimagemakers.com, and you can see lots of goodies there. And then I'm going to be providing a direct link to get the free body type booklet. So hopefully that'll be easy for your listeners, but you can also get it on my website. And also I'm, social media, Twitter, you can @Seltzer Kimberly, and Facebook, Kimberly Seltzer.
Why don't you go ahead and give people your phone number for those in the US who might want to contact you via phone?
Via phone, you can find all of that on my website is probably the easiest. And under the contact tab is every kind of modality that you can think of to get a hold of me. So
eliteimagemakers.com.
Yes.
Excellent. Now I came up with about 10 other questions that I could have asked you during the show, but since we have to come to an end, we're just going to have you back. Kimberly will be back for another show in the near future. The first one we're going to be doing again is The Courage to Date Again. So if you love today's show and you think others could benefit from it, I invite you to share it. Make sure you subscribe on iTunes so that you can get the podcasts automatically all the time. And check back for The Courage to Date Again. We'll be out in late January, early February. And Kimberly, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. It was fun.
Want up-to-date recipes, product reviews, exercises, and mental stimulation? Find step-by-step articles from top-notch experts on invisiblefitness.com/blog.
Looking for an engaging and inspiring speaker? Does your group need a good jolt of positive thinking? Look no further than JJ Flizanes. Visit her site to check out her most requested topics and video examples. jjflizanes.com. That's jjflizanes.com.
The Fit to Love podcast show offers you 6 days a week of helpful content to achieve the happy life you deserve. Movement Mondays and Tasty Tuesdays are weekly videocasts, while Wellness Wednesdays, Thoughtful Thursdays, Freedom Fridays, and Sexy Saturdays are audio-only shows themed every week to address your holistic life and needs. If the show inspired you, we would love for you to share it and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining us today. Head on over to fittolove.tv for recaps of every show, resources, and to join the community. That's FIT, the number 2, LOVE.tv. Have a fit and fabulous day.